Welcome to I Am Weekly. As we continue to monitor the crisis in Nigeria, where the military is reported to have shot and killed non-violent protesters, I have a Nigerian celebrity guest lending his voice to the current revolution all the way in Nigeria. This is going to be a very interesting discussion, so please do not go anywhere. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now by hitting the subscribe button below and clicking the like button so you will be notified every time we publish new content. My guest today is the famous Nigerian artist Obumneme Ali, known popularly as Smash, one of the duo in the group Bracket, a famous Afro-pop and R&B music duo from Nigeria. Together with his partner, Nwachukwu Ozioko, also known as Vast, their hit track, Yori Yori, brought them to the limelight with collaborations with artists such as P-Square and J. Martins, and so many more great artists whom you've come to discover. So let's get to it right away. This is going to be very interesting. The crisis in Nigeria we need to address because, as you all know, if we do not address our issues, no one else will. So let's get to it. Thank you so much for joining us this day, Smash. You're all the way in Nigeria and I'm here in California.
Sure.
Not mentioning the time difference, but I'm just glad that we could connect.
Sure.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm good. But not so good with the whole thing going around in the country, you know. But, you know,
absolutely.
I can as well say I'm good for now.
At least you're alive. You're alive, you're healthy.
Yes.
So we thank God and you're strong enough to lend your voice to this crisis that's going on.
Sure.
So I really want, before we go into much detail, what are your thoughts about what's going on? It's crazy.
Yeah, first of all, before I go on, unfortunately, I should have my brother here Vast, but he wasn't around, you know, so I didn't want us to keep pushing the Zoom call.
Good.
So I had to do it alone. Normally, most times we don't record interviews alone, but you know, this one is an exception because it's going on right now.
Yes.
And it's still ongoing. So the whole thing has been really crazy, but unfortunately, they tried to, you know, stop a very peaceful protest. I think this is because I went to that Lekki toll gate, the place that the so-called military, they are denying it. They shot at people. I went there like 3 times. It was the most peaceful place. And I learned a lot there. That's the first time I've seen Nigerians unite, irrespective of your tribe, your religion, whatever you believe in. It was a lovely place. Then even the guys, some people that live in the streets, it was more like a party for them because they eat there every day, morning, night, afternoon. So they were enjoying themselves. There was no discrimination there. On a Friday, the Muslims prayed and the Christians were watching them. On Sundays, the Christians did their church thing and the Muslims were there. So the unity was really, it was something to write home about. It was really interesting. I've never seen Nigeria unite like that. It was meant to be a perfect example. But unfortunately, that was the place they came to actually destroy that unity. But I don't believe they've destroyed the unity. You know, people still have that, they have that written inside their hearts. They won't forget it. You know, so hopefully by God's grace, we're still going to reunite. You know, it's just for a time being. At least everybody's staying safe for now. You know.
I think that it's very unfortunate because the one time where, you know, the few times where people try to peacefully protest and then you do something like this, it just incites more strife. And and I understand that it's not just in Lekki or in Lagos. This started more than 3 weeks ago. What prompted the youth to go out and finally just say enough is enough?
You know, it's been ongoing for years. I wouldn't say I've personally had an encounter with SARS, but the few times I've met them, all I do is correct some of the things they do. You know, probably because some of them know who I am. That's the reason why I can actually talk to them. You know, there was a time I saw them in our residential area. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Who are you looking for? Was there an information? Is there a robbery going around the estate? Why are you parked here? This is not a highway, you know? And immediately they packed up their vehicle, they entered their vehicle and left. It was wrong. I don't know who they were looking for. But the reason why the youths reacted is that they overused the power they gave them. They started doing other things. It was more like maybe someone gave them a target. You have to hit so amount before the end of the week. Because the way they were maltreating the youth to give them money is crazy. Everybody has different kind of experience. I have my friends that were traveling to East. They were pulled over, took them into the bush, and they told them to transfer 50,000. If they don't, they will waste them and nobody will know. You know, and things like this, you get scared. They can actually shoot you and nothing will happen. And so a lot of people have different experiences. There are some people that are in their prison cell with no crime at all. Some of them have been there for over 8 months. Some have been there for 1 year, 2 years. You know, so it has been ongoing. And we demonstrated, I think it was about 4 years ago, and they said they were going to ban it, which they actually did. I don't know if it lasted for 2 or 3 months, and they came back to the streets again. And they started the same thing again. And the reason why the protest continued was that we didn't believe the government anymore. Because they said they were going to ban it the first time, they didn't. So when they said it, we wanted to see it in action.
Right.
That's why they said everybody should stop the protest, go back home. They are working on it. Nobody believed them. That's why people kept on coming out. And unfortunately, End SARS is just a step to the protest. There are a lot of things going on in Nigeria, so they wanted to use End SARS as the first step. Because too many things are going on in Nigeria that, like, you can't even call that a government. You know, so...
No, I just had a quick question for you, Smash.
Yeah.
Why did you get involved? I mean, considering your status and everything, what you've accomplished, why did you get involved with these young people?
Because everybody's feeling the heat. It's not just the young people. We are all feeling it. We are all the same. You know, we don't have steady power supply. I'm feeling it too.
Right.
We don't have good roads, good water. I'm feeling it too. You know, so everybody's feeling it. Even the so-called hoodlums that comes to attack everywhere, they are the reason why they are still there. You know, recently people were discovering the COVID-19 palliatives. Those warehouses, they have food for over months, and people were hungry. April, May, June, July, did not share it. And now some of the food have been spoiled. Because some of the people that went in there to carry some food, some opened the gari has been spoiled. And these were the people that were carrying, because a lot of these people that you told to stay at home because of COVID, most of them, they depend on their day-to-day activity to eat. You cannot tell a bus driver, a bus conductor to stay at home when it depends on that 500 or 1,000 naira that comes to his pocket daily for him to feed. There are so many people like that in Nigeria. So when they told them to stay in, there was no provision for them to survive. And now, these are the things they left in those warehouses that people are discovering now. And unfortunately, the information we are getting today, like in my state in Enugu, that 2 people have been shot that went into the COVID-19 palliative to carry some food. Now, they are now using military or police to guide the food. What are you guiding the food for? It's actually for the citizens. So why didn't you release it in the first place?
Right. So we're talking about people that are hungry. We're talking about people who have had enough of brutality, because I also read that, of course, that they broke into warehouses and stole COVID-19 supplies, PPE, and all those kinds of things. Thank you for bringing some perspective that these things have been there and not even shared to the population.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why people don't see it as if they are stealing it. They see that they are taking what belongs to them, because they should have shared it to them. So the right people are taking what belongs to them. You know, these are something they could have shared from April till now. And now when people started busting those places, they released a statement trying to say that, oh, it was brought in September, and then the protests slowed them down. Those palliatives were there since April, because that's when they started sending it in. They started receiving support from different bodies.
Right.
And now, unfortunately, it's in different states. Everybody, I just saw the one in Jos, I saw the one in Calabar, I saw the one in Enugu, in Abia, in different states. So I'm wondering, yeah.
Yeah, just sorry to interrupt you, but I want us to go to some very important points. So the president recently spoke. I read his statement, but what do you think about what he said in regards to what's been going on? And he said that people should calm down, but I know everyone is upset that he didn't address the shooting and stuff like that. What do you think?
It was difficult for a lot of youth to understand what he said, because a lot of people were confused, because what we were expecting was for him to address what's happened in Lekki Tollgate, right, but it was never mentioned. So a lot of people were disappointed, because that should have been the number one topic, because people lost their lives there, people were injured, a lot of people are still in hospital. So we feel like maybe the president doesn't care, So, but from what his publicists, or whatever they call Adesina, from what he's saying, he's trying to say that they are investigating on it. So the president doesn't want to say anything about it till he gets a feedback. So I think that's what we're holding on to now. So we'll just wait. Whenever he gets a feedback, we'll know. Because the military denied that they are not the ones that, they said they are not the ones that came to the toll gate.
So what would you want the president to say to these young people? Not just about the incident in Lekki, I mean, moving forward. I mean, because like you said, there have been promises made. I think he even changed SARS to SWAT or whatnot, and have read that they've constantly been trying to reform. So is it kind of like, we're going to end SARS, right? But the same people who are the police in SARS, we're just going to give them a new hat called SWAT. What do you think?
Well,
what kind of reforms are you expecting?
Yeah, what they actually said that they wanted to do with the SWAT makes more sense to me, but they could have done it with SARS.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have done it with SARS, because I don't even like the name SWAT, bringing it into Nigeria. You're insulting that name for Americans.
Correct.
Because yeah, you can't have a SWAT and be going to the street and be collecting money from people. No. So they are not made, from their reforms, they are not meant to be on the streets at all. They only come out when they are needed. They only come out when they know that, okay, they are coming to arrest a particular notorious criminal, probably a notorious drug dealer or whatever. They don't come out anyhow. So that's the reforms they are trying to make, which makes sense. Okay. You don't just see anybody on the road and just tell the person, bring your phone, let me check your phone. For no reason, no information whatsoever. Nobody told you that that person is a rogue or anything. You just block the person on the road. So their reform, I saw what they wrote that they sent out. The reform makes sense, but they are doing it at the wrong time. They could have waited. You cannot just, during a protest, the next day you already formed a name for the same people.
Doesn't make sense.
That was a very wrong timing. And we needed action. If the president had issued arrest warrants for those SARS officers that have killed people, immediate arrest, immediate reform. At least people will start saying it. Okay, so people are not going to be seen on the streets anymore. Look at what they do. You start the police reform. That's exactly what the youth wanted to do. They wanted to see immediate action. So I guess, yeah.
Do you think maybe getting the youth involved in these reforms might help? Because I understand that there's nobody trusts the government. In fact, I've even read some hashtags calling for Buhari to resign. So what do you think he needs to do to gain the trust of not just the youth, but the population?
A total reform of Nigerian government. That's one. Aside from police, SARS, the cost of running the Nigerian government is too high. And P2B has said that, and I don't think they are taking it serious. I don't see the reason why a governor should have like more than 40 people working for him. You have SA to this, PA to that, PA to this. Those are all waste of money.
Right.
Then the senators, they have a lot of allowances. A single person is taking home about 40 million naira, and there are about 109 of them. If you times that by 109 of them, it's billions of naira wasting. And some of this money could have gone into healthcare. Some of this money could have gone into education. So Nigeria need total reform. And also there are so many costs they need to cut down, the way they run the government. They need to start from there. So the police reform is another thing. Because someone said that, why are we even talking about the police salary, their situation? If their situation is bad, let them protest. Let them talk about it themselves. Are they so comfortable with their salaries? Are they so comfortable with their environment? You know, but we're doing it for them and they are still fighting us.
Yeah. You know, that's ironic. I'm glad you brought that up. So the police because I was going to say, why are they targeting young people who are actually unemployed and struggling? Why aren't they targeting the rich? Why are they targeting young people? Doesn't make sense.
Well, because that's the closest people they can get. It's just like the so-called thugs. The thugs looted a lot of shops. They destroyed people's properties. Those policemen are not, those politicians are not close to them to get. They can't get them. They are well equipped. They have their security. So the closest one for them to get is what they grab. So that's exactly what the Nigerian police is doing too. The young people are the ones always on the road. You know, whenever they see a nice car being driven by a young man, you have to answer questions. They have to follow you. Like it happens in Lekki Ebe Expressway. Whenever they see, for no reason, the Hilux will just start following you. Sometimes there's accidents on the road because of the way they are pursuing a car. Sometimes people die, and whenever they have those accidents, they run away.
That is a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a big shame.
So Smash, let me ask you. The US, celebrity means a lot. And I understand that the situation that's going on in Nigeria, actually some celebrities here, including people like Kanye West, have actually expressed, support with the movement that's going on. So what are Nigerian artists, celebrities, are you guys doing anything as a group, to support and bring, some more influence to this situation for resolution?
That's exactly why a lot of Nigerian musicians were always on that toll gate. They organized everything that was going on that toll gate. Most of the food, the drinks, the power, everything. Like every artist speaks all the time. They pass mics to different people to share their opinion about the SARS protest, about other things that we're going into. And there's this guy, the rapper, Files the Bad Guy. He's actually more like the leading point that everybody's following. They started it, him and Runtown. So many Nigerian musicians are on this. In fact, almost everyone. Wizkid was in London protesting with the people in London. Burna Boy was protesting with them. Davido went to Abuja to protest. So everybody's in it. Not just Nigerian musicians, the actresses, the actors, all of them are there.
That's amazing. What is your message to President Buhari? Do you have a message for him? You tell him, because I think he should put you on his advisory or something.
Yeah. I just feel like he should listen to the people more. Like, just make Nigeria a better place, irrespective of the tribe. It's not all about where you come from. That thing has killed us a lot. Yeah. We are here talking about racism in America. Oh, the systemic racism. There's no difference between racism and tribalism. There's no difference. And we are busy here doing it. And you say, oh, Igbo people should go back to their houses. But we should be Nigerian. We should be regarded as Nigerians, irrespective of where you come from. But that biggest problem of, this 2023 is for the North. This 2023 is for the West. Well, not their time to rule now. It's crazy. It's killing us. The day we remove those tribal remarks in Nigeria, that's the day we'll have a better Nigeria.
I think you've said it. Actually, the day we see ourselves as Africans in general.
Exactly.
Not tribes or race, because we are not we're not a monolithic kind of society. We have the light skin, the dark skin, sub-Saharan, North Africa. the day that people of African descent start seeing themselves as African, don't you think it will make a difference?
Yeah, it will. It will make a very huge difference, because we always try to put that remark on, oh, he's from here. Oh, he's from here. Oh, their people behaves like this. Oh, their people. Who told you their people behaves like that?
I know, we all do that. That's a shame. We need to stop it.
Yeah.
So, what's your message to the youth? What can you tell them? Because I know they're listening.
I would say they should, we are hoping on them, especially the ones from the age of 15 to 20.
Right.
They are they are the leaders of tomorrow. They are the ones we are hoping to change Nigeria. So they will they should keep following the good examples. Make sure you learn from whatever you're seeing today, because what we are doing today, we might not get it all. So they should be learning from our mistakes and correct it in their own time.
Absolutely. They're the brave ones. Do you think social media has helped this movement? Because I think maybe in our generation, we did things, because I'm from Cameroon, and we did things. I used to be one of those on campus protesting myself, but we didn't have social media. So maybe social media has helped, and we can give them support.
Yeah, social media was very, very important, because during this period, what they restricted from TV stations from talking about this SARS movement. They restricted a lot of radio stations, but nobody needs that anymore.
No.
All people needed was, as long as I know you're in America, I just share the news on WhatsApp. The news is already in America.
That's right.
So yeah, the social media helped a lot. So we didn't, maybe if an NTA did not talk about it, we don't care. We know that people in America already knows about it. People in London knows about it within 24 hours.
And here we are. Here we are having this conversation via Zoom,
Yeah.
Days are over. So let's see. I wanted to ask you, I would have loved to have chatted with you about music and everything, but given the circumstances, want to focus on this. We'll have another time to talk about music. Regardless, though, I must ask you, how are things going on for you and Vast? Any new music coming up? My favorite, though, is like Yori Yori, Mama Africa, because you call Cameroon in there. So
yeah, we are actually working on an album. That was if you remember, there was a message you sent me. I told you we are actually in the studio. That was why it taken. Yeah, we are still working on the album, and hopefully before this whole thing, but when this whole thing comes down, we'll come out with an album. And we have a new single that we are trying to push is African Woman. That's the name of the song. We already shot a video, about it. And, the song per se is originally talking about the strength of an African woman.
Okay.
So that's our new singles.
I'm glad you say that, because let's go back to what's going on over there. I understand that the feminist movement in Nigeria actually has been supporting this SARS movement before we are even hearing about it. Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Amazing. They've been supporting it. Yeah. They've been supporting it. It's been amazing, though. They've been on the forefront.
That's what I heard. Yes, because just like here in the United States, women actually started the Black Lives Movement. So you're on the right track with supporting our mothers and our sisters and all of us. So thank you so much.
For sure.
Well, look, I'm looking forward to having you back as things unfold.
Okay.
Maybe keep us updated.
All right.
A question? Oh yeah, my producer is asking me about the diaspora. What do you think? How do you think the diaspora can support this movement?
Oh, just the way we are talking about it. Just keep talking about it. Any news, we keep pushing it. That's the only way. Because Nigeria as a country, in fact, let me not just use Nigeria, Africa as a whole, the African leaders, they always feel embarrassed when their news goes outside Africa. When other people start talking about it, then that's when they start waking up. Because there was a tweet from I think from Trump, but I don't think it's Trump directly. I think it's Pompeo.
Pompeo.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that tweet alone, after the tweet was today and Buhari addressed us the next day.
There you go.
He's been quiet for over a week, and he tweeted that and he addressed the next day. And so they knew how serious he was getting for these people to talk about it.
Okay. So diaspora, you're listening. You need to push the message. Yes. So what can you tell your fans in the United States? And they're made in not just from Africa, not just from Nigeria. Message for us?
Just keep showing Nigeria love. We are in a very trying time, and keep supporting our music.
Yeah, we will.
Our album is coming soon.
And thank you so much, because I have to tell you, you Nigerian artists especially have been great ambassadors for the continent through your music, through your art. And it's spreading like wildfire. And the idea of who the African is also beginning to change out here based on what you've been doing. So amazing. Yeah. Thank you. I know your time is critical. You have to go back to the studio and give us that great music. Have
sure.
And last words to you.
Just make sure you listen to African Woman.
Certainly, we're looking forward. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And for peaceful solutions for this situation in Nigeria. And we will make sure that the word gets out.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. All right.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
We've come to the end of our show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, please share your opinions with me in the comment section or send me an email at publisher@immigrantmagazine.com. I hope that you will subscribe and invite others to subscribe to this new and revolutionary channel, TIMTV, Voice of Immigrants in America. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Anchang and like us on Facebook, The Immigrant Magazine. See you next time on Immigrant Magazine Weekly.